The story begins in a quiet moment, almost serene, but there's an unsettling feeling that lingers in the air. It's the kind of feeling you can't shake, no matter how much you try. The world around seems calm, yet the chosen one feels the weight of something deeper, something unseen. It's not just a passing moment of discomfort, it's an intense, persistent sensation that something isn't right. They can feel it in their bones. Life has always had its share of challenges, but lately these challenges feel more personal, more intense, as if the universe itself is conspiring against them. The chosen one, like many of us, has been through struggles, doubts, and hardships that seem to appear out of nowhere. They've felt moments of doubt creeping in, questioning their path, their worth, and their purpose. But these doubts are not the same as the ones most people face. They seem to hit harder, deeper, and linger longer. They question, why me? Why does it feel like they are under constant attack? Why do the struggles they face seem far more personal than the ones others encounter? It's as if everything they do is met with resistance, and no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to break free. No matter how much they pray, how much they try to stay positive, the battle seems endless. But the truth is, the battle is not just physical. The challenges they face aren't just the typical ones you can solve with effort and hard work. This is a different kind of fight, one that takes place in the spiritual realm, far beyond the physical world. It's an invisible battle, but it's just as real as the world we live in. The chosen one has always been aware of their purpose, but this awareness also comes with a burden, a heavy, unseen burden that they can't always explain. The spiritual forces working against them are strong, and they don't just come after anyone. They target those with a purpose, those who are destined for greatness, those who are about to step into a role that will make a profound impact on the world. The spiritual battle is not just about surviving day-to-day struggles. It's not just about pushing through difficult times at work or in relationships. It's something much deeper. It's a battle that begins in the mind, the heart, and the soul. The enemy doesn't always show itself, but it's there, working behind the scenes, attempting to weaken, confuse, and ultimately stop the chosen one from fulfilling their divine purpose. And while the chosen one might not always see it, the attacks are real, and they are specifically designed to derail them. If you've ever felt like the world is against you, or like something just doesn't feel right, this story is for you. Maybe you've been through moments where it felt like no matter how hard you tried, things kept going wrong. Perhaps you've questioned whether you're on the right path, or if the attacks you're facing are meant to stop you. This battle is not just yours. It's a part of a larger, spiritual war that has been fought for millennia. If you've ever experienced this, you are not alone. Like and subscribe now to join me as we uncover the truth behind these spiritual attacks. We'll explore why the chosen one is targeted, what these attacks really mean, and how you can rise above them and fulfill your purpose. This is not just a story, it's a battle for your soul, your purpose, and your destiny. So, let's dive deeper into this mysterious spiritual warfare and discover the answers that can transform your journey. Why are spiritual attacks so specific, so intense? And why do they target the chosen one? Let's uncover the truth. The chosen one is, at first glance, just like anyone else. They are not perfect, far from it. They have their flaws, their insecurities, and their own battles. Yet, there is something different about them. Something that sets them apart from those around them. As much as they try to blend in, to live a life just like everyone else, they can't shake the feeling that they're destined for something greater. There's an unshakable knowing deep inside them, a whisper in their heart that says, "You are meant for more." The chosen one didn't choose this path, nor did they ask for it. They were just a person, an ordinary person with a quiet life, until they realized they had a purpose that was anything but ordinary. It wasn't always obvious. It didn't come with a neon sign or a divine trumpet blast announcing that they were the one. It came as a slow realization, like the gradual unveiling of a grand secret. And with that realization came the weight of knowing that their life was never going to be the same again. For most of their life, they had been content with the ordinary. They had a family, friends, a job, a simple life, but deep inside something stirred. It was a quiet feeling at first, something that could be easily ignored, but as they grew older, it became harder to deny. There was something within them, some force, some pull that kept saying, "You're meant for something bigger." They felt it in the quiet moments, in the times when they were alone with their thoughts, or even during times of silence in prayer. They had a sense that they were part of something much greater than themselves, something far beyond what they could fully understand. And yet, with this understanding came the pressure. It wasn't the kind of pressure that simply comes from expectations or responsibilities. It was the kind of pressure that weighed down on their spirit, as if the universe itself was asking them to live up to an unknown, undefined standard. It was a sense that they were constantly being watched, constantly being prepared for something monumental. The feeling of being chosen was not something they could just brush aside, but neither was it something they had the luxury of enjoying without consequence. They were meant for greatness, but greatness came with a price. This pressure led to doubts about themselves, doubts about whether they could ever measure up to the expectations that seemed to be constantly hanging over their head. Questions like, why me? Am I truly capable? What if I'm not strong enough for this path? These doubts were not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign that they were about to face a battle that would challenge every ounce of who they were. As the pressure mounted, so did the questions. And as the questions grew, so did the spiritual struggles that accompanied them. It didn't happen all at once. The first spiritual struggles were subtle, almost imperceptible. At first it was just a feeling, an inexplicable sense that something was wrong, something wasn't right. It was a quiet feeling of disconnection, of not truly fitting in. As much as they tried to keep up with the world around them, the chosen ones started to feel isolated. Misunderstandings with friends, family, and even co-workers became frequent. They found it harder to connect with others, as if the weight of their purpose had created a barrier between them and the rest of the world. These weren't just ordinary misunderstandings. These were the first signs of a deeper spiritual battle that was unfolding beneath the surface. As they struggled to fit in, they began to experience feelings of loneliness. Even though they were surrounded by people, it felt as if no one truly understood them. No one could see what they were going through. No one could feel the weight of the burden they carried. It was as if they were alone in a crowd, trapped in their own world. Personal losses soon followed. It could have been a relationship that fell apart, a friend who suddenly turned away, or an opportunity that slipped through their fingers. It wasn't as though these events were catastrophes in and of themselves, but they felt much more intense, much more personal. Every loss was like a confirmation that the path ahead wasn't going to be easy. Each setback felt like it chipped away at the sense of purpose they once held so firmly. And yet, despite the pain, there was always a glimmer of something deeper, something that told them to keep going. But these struggles weren't random. The chosen one came to realize that these battles were the first signs of a spiritual war that had been quietly building. The doubts, the isolation, the loss. These were not just obstacles in their path. They were part of a much larger battle, one that had been brewing long before they had even realized what they were truly meant for. This spiritual battle was not just about personal hardships. It was about forces beyond their understanding that were trying to prevent them from fulfilling their purpose. These early challenges were only the beginning. The chosen one began to understand that the attacks weren't personal, they were spiritual. They were part of a larger cosmic struggle, a battle between light and darkness, between purpose and distraction. The enemy wasn't just trying to stop them, it was trying to break them, to make them doubt their worth, to make them question if they were really the one chosen for this path, to make them feel small, insignificant, and powerless. But despite these early struggles, there was something within them that refused to give up, something that kept pushing them forward, even when the world seemed against them. If you can relate to feeling misunderstood, or like you were destined for something more, then you're not alone. If you've ever felt the weight of something larger than yourself, a burden that you can't quite explain, then this story is for you. Keep listening as we uncover more about this spiritual battle, why the attacks feel so personal, and what the chosen one can do to fight back. But why does it feel like the attacks keep coming? And why do they feel so personal? These are questions the chosen one will soon begin to understand as the battle rages on. Let's dive deeper into the next chapter and explore how these spiritual attacks are specifically targeted and what they mean for the chosen one's journey. Spiritual attacks are not always what you expect them to be. They aren't always loud or dramatic. In fact, many of them are subtle, creeping into your life in ways you might not even recognize at first. These attacks don't always appear as visible obstacles or clear threats. Instead, they often manifest in much more personal ways, through confusion, fear, anxiety, or even illness. You might find yourself suddenly overwhelmed by emotions you can't explain, or facing thoughts that fill you with doubt and uncertainty, pushing you into a dark corner of your mind. It can feel like you're being attacked by something unseen, but you can't quite place where it's coming from or why it's happening. These spiritual attacks are not random. They are specifically designed to disrupt the inner peace, focus, and purpose of the Chosen One. They attack your mind, your emotions, and sometimes even your body. You might suddenly feel an intense sense of confusion, unsure of where to go or what decision to make. This confusion can cloud your judgment and prevent you from taking the steps that you know deep down you need to take. Your thoughts become jumbled, and what once seemed like a clear path is now a maze of uncertainty. Fear is another common manifestation of spiritual attacks. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and even fear of success can suddenly grip you, making it difficult to move forward. This fear doesn't come from your normal, rational thoughts. It feels deeper, like it's coming from a place within you that you don't fully understand. It's as if something or someone is whispering in your ear, reminding you of every mistake you've ever made and every obstacle that lies ahead. It's a fear that paralyzes, preventing you from making progress, from taking that next step toward your destiny. Anxiety can also creep in during times of spiritual attack. The Chosen One may experience moments where they feel restless, overwhelmed, and unable to find peace, even in the most familiar surroundings. Their thoughts race, and their body responds with physical symptoms: tightness in the chest, a racing heart, a sense of dread that lingers. These feelings aren't simply the result of stress. They feel like an attack, something designed to weaken their spirit and stop them from following the path they were meant to walk. It becomes difficult to discern whether the anxiety is truly theirs or if it's being influenced by an outside force, trying to push them off track. Sometimes these spiritual attacks manifest physically as well. Illnesses, fatigue, and general feelings of being run down can strike when you least expect it. You might feel healthy one day, only to wake up the next day feeling utterly drained, as if something has sapped all your energy and vitality. These physical manifestations can be particularly confusing because they make you question whether something is truly wrong with you, or if these symptoms are part of a larger spiritual attack meant to weaken your resolve. As the Chosen One begins to recognize these patterns, they start to understand that these attacks are not just coincidental. Every time they try to move forward, there seems to be an invisible force that pushes them back. It's like a force field, an unseen enemy that keeps them from progressing, from stepping fully into their purpose. Every time they take a step toward their destiny, something or someone appears to block their way. This could come in the form of external setbacks, like obstacles in their career or relationships, or it could be internal, feelings of doubt, guilt, and fear that prevent them from taking action. The Chosen One begins to see a pattern in these struggles. They realize that every time they feel close to achieving something significant, a new challenge or setback appears to keep them from moving forward. It feels as if the universe itself is conspiring against them, trying to prevent them from fulfilling the purpose that has been set before them. These attacks are not just random occurrences. They are part of a larger, spiritual battle that has been waging behind the scenes, long before the Chosen One even realized what was happening. This battle isn't just with the external world. It's a battle against unseen forces, negative energies, spiritual opposition, and even personal doubts. These forces are working against the Chosen One in ways that go beyond ordinary struggles. They are trying to break down the Chosen One's sense of self-worth, their connection to their purpose, and their ability to move forward in faith. These spiritual attacks are designed to cause confusion, to create division, and to fill the Chosen One with doubts that undermine their belief in their own strength and potential. The Chosen One starts to realize that these attacks are not personal. They are not being targeted because they have done something wrong. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The attacks come because they are meant for greatness. The enemy doesn't bother with those who are content to remain stagnant. The ones who are being attacked, pushed down, and dragged through spiritual warfare are those who carry something powerful inside of them. They are the ones with a purpose that can change the world. The enemy doesn't want them to reach their potential because it knows that when the chosen one steps fully into their purpose, there will be nothing that can stand in their way. The spiritual battle is not about defeating enemies with physical strength. It's about fighting through the internal struggle, through the doubts, the fears, and the anxiety. It's about pushing through the confusion and finding clarity, even when the world around you seems dark and uncertain. The chosen one learns that the greatest battles are often fought within, in the mind and the spirit. It's not about what happens on the outside, but about how you respond to the forces that are trying to stop you from stepping into your true power. Have you ever felt something pulling you back, right when you're about to make a big move? Have you ever experienced that sense of confusion, fear, or anxiety right when things are starting to look up? If you've ever faced that, you're not alone. These are the signs of a spiritual attack, a force working to keep you from your destiny. Let me know in the comments and hit like if you're ready to fight back and push through these attacks. You have the power to overcome. But how do these attacks affect the chosen one? And why do they feel so personal? Why do they target those who are meant for greatness? Let's dive deeper into the nature of these attacks and uncover how they work to stop you from fulfilling your purpose. The chosen one is not different because they are flawless, not because they have some supernatural ability that makes them perfect. No, the chosen one stands apart because they have a special purpose, one that is deeply embedded within their soul, something they may not fully understand at first, but they are drawn toward it like a magnet. It's not about being better than anyone else, it's about having been placed here on this earth for a reason. This reason is powerful, a mission that will change not only their life, but also the world around them. But with this power comes a price. The chosen one's very existence is a threat to forces that thrive on fear, chaos, and division. These forces, whether they are spiritual, emotional, or even social, find the chosen one's light unsettling. The very presence of someone who has a sense of purpose, someone who is meant to bring hope, clarity, and peace, disturbs the darkness. It is as if their very essence stands in opposition to everything the darkness represents. The darkness does not want to be exposed. It does not want its influence to be undone, and so it sets its sights on those who are meant to bring light into the world. The chosen one is a beacon, and that beacon shines far too brightly for the forces of negativity to ignore. The attacks come in many forms, subtle at first. They are designed to confuse, to break down, to weaken the resolve of the chosen one before they can fully step into their purpose. The closer the chosen one gets to their destiny, the stronger the opposition becomes. This is not a battle of physical strength, it is a battle of light versus darkness, purpose versus distraction. The forces of darkness are relentless, and they will use every tool at their disposal, fear, doubt, confusion, guilt, to chip away at the chosen one's belief in themselves and their mission. What makes the chosen one so powerful is also what makes them a target. The light they carry within them is the very thing that attracts the attacks. That light is their connection to their higher purpose, their divine calling, and it radiates outward in everything they do. It's a light that cannot be hidden, no matter how much they may try to blend in or remain silent about their calling. The more the chosen one tries to move forward, the more they feel the pull of this inner light. But it isn't just a source of warmth and guidance, it's also a threat to the darkness that seeks to maintain control. Every time the chosen one gets closer to stepping fully into their purpose, the darkness tries harder to dim that light. Spiritual jealousy is a concept that becomes increasingly clear to the chosen one as they walk their path. The more they embrace their purpose, the stronger the resistance becomes. The forces of negativity are not indifferent to them, they are actively trying to stop them, to make them question their worth, to make them feel inadequate or unqualified. This is the battle that so many chosen ones face, not just a physical struggle, but a spiritual one that seeks to undermine their very essence. It is not that the chosen one is flawless. In fact, the more they realize the power they hold, the more they become aware of their flaws, their doubts, and their fears. But these imperfections are not the things that make them vulnerable. It is the light within them, the call to fulfill a higher purpose, that makes them a target. The darkness fears this light because it knows that once the chosen one steps fully into their destiny, there will be no stopping them. They will change the world. The enemy wants to prevent that at all costs. The deeper the chosen one's connection to their purpose, the stronger the attacks become. The enemy does not fight against weakness. It fights against strength. It fights against purpose. It fights against the undeniable truth that the Chosen One has something powerful to offer the world. The enemy seeks to destroy their faith in their own purpose, to make them feel like they don't deserve it, like they aren't equipped for the challenges ahead. It will do whatever it takes to make the Chosen One feel small, insignificant, and powerless. But in doing so, it only strengthens the Chosen One's resolve. Every attack, every struggle, is a test. It's not meant to break them, but to prepare them. The enemy's goal is to weaken the Chosen One's spirit, to make them doubt their strength. But that is where the power lies. The Chosen One's strength comes from the very attacks that are meant to destroy them. The more they face, the stronger they become. Every time the darkness tries to pull them down, they rise again, more determined, more focused, and more connected to their purpose. It is this power that makes the Chosen One unstoppable. The enemy is trying to break them, but each challenge they overcome only brings them closer to their destiny. It's not about avoiding the attacks. It's about understanding why they come and using them to fuel the Chosen One's growth. Each setback, each attack, is a step closer to the realization that the power to overcome is already inside them. Remember, your purpose is your power. If you're feeling attacked, if you're facing obstacles that seem insurmountable, it's because you're on the right path. The attacks are not a sign that you're failing, they're a sign that you are stepping into your power, and the enemy is trying to stop you from fulfilling your divine mission. The stronger the resistance, the more important the work you're doing. Don't let the enemy's attacks make you doubt your purpose. Instead, use them as fuel to keep moving forward. If you feel like you're being attacked, it's because you're on the right path. You are a chosen one, and your purpose is powerful beyond measure. Like and subscribe to stay empowered as we uncover more about the forces working against you and how to fight back. Understanding why the chosen one is targeted is key to overcoming these attacks. But how can they fight back? How do they stand firm against an enemy that is determined to destroy their purpose? Let's explore how the chosen one can use their power to rise above the spiritual attacks and step fully into their destiny. Spiritual attacks often start small. At first, they're easy to overlook, just fleeting moments of doubt or unease that don't seem to make sense. It might be a thought that flashes through your mind, telling you that you're not good enough or that you're destined to fail. The chosen one begins to notice these subtle signs, thoughts of inadequacy that seem to come out of nowhere, or an overwhelming sense of fear that prevents them from moving forward. It feels like a cloud has settled over them, blocking the clarity and the direction they once had. This cloud is not natural. It's part of a deeper spiritual struggle. The enemy is not always obvious in its attack. It doesn't show up with a bang. It creeps in, slowly, under the guise of your own insecurities. It starts with a thought. You can't do this. You're not good enough. You've tried before and failed. Why bother trying again? The more the chosen one tries to take a step forward, the more these thoughts seem to invade their mind. It's like a mental block that appears every time they're on the verge of making progress. No matter how much they pray, no matter how much they work toward their goals, something always seems to stand in their way. This pattern repeats itself again and again. Every attempt to move forward is met with a wave of doubt, confusion, or fear. It's as if there's a force working against them, trying to keep them stuck, trapped in a loop of uncertainty and self-doubt. It isn't just in their mind, though. The attacks start to manifest in their emotions. The chosen one begins to feel like they're constantly walking through a fog, unable to find their way. A sense of exhaustion sets in, not just physically, but emotionally. It's as if every step they take is heavier than the last, as if they're carrying a weight that wasn't there before. The people around them may not understand it. To others, it might look like simple fatigue or stress, but the chosen one knows it's more than that. There are moments when they feel drained, not just from the demands of daily life, but from something deeper, something spiritual. They might feel overwhelmed by feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or frustration. The world around them might seem normal, but inside, they're battling an invisible war. The physical signs are just as telling. They might experience headaches that seem to come out of nowhere, or a general sense of being worn down, as if every part of them is being drained. Even on days when they get enough sleep or rest, they feel exhausted. Their body feels heavy, and no amount of rest seems to replenish their energy. These are not just the typical stresses of life. They are symptoms of something more insidious, something spiritual. The attacks are designed to wear down the Chosen One's resolve, to make them question their strength, their purpose, and ultimately, their faith in the journey they are on. The enemy uses these tactics strategically. It knows that when the Chosen One is tired, when they're emotionally drained or physically exhausted, they're more vulnerable. When they feel weak, that's when the enemy strikes hardest. It's easy to doubt yourself when you're worn out, when you feel like you don't have the strength to keep going. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. To make the Chosen One feel like they can't continue, like their purpose is too much for them to handle, like they're not strong enough for the journey ahead. As the Chosen One continues to face these attacks, they begin to notice something important. These struggles are not random, they are strategic. The enemy isn't attacking blindly, it is watching, learning, and exploiting weaknesses. It knows where the Chosen One is vulnerable, it knows where their fears lie, where their doubts creep in, and it strikes at those moments. It might attack when the Chosen One is about to take a big step forward, or when they're on the verge of a breakthrough. These attacks are timed perfectly, designed to make the Chosen One question their abilities, their worth, and their purpose. The enemy seeks to derail them, to pull them off course before they can reach their full potential. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in overcoming the attacks. The Chosen One starts to understand that these attacks are not personal, they are part of a much larger battle. They are not just fighting against their own insecurities or doubts, they are fighting against forces that want to stop them from fulfilling their purpose. The enemy doesn't care about their day-to-day life. It cares about the light that the Chosen One carries, and it wants to extinguish that light before it can fully shine. This battle isn't just about personal struggles, it's about a cosmic fight between light and darkness, between purpose and distraction. The key to overcoming these attacks lies in recognizing them for what they are. When the Chosen One begins to understand that these attacks are not random, but rather strategically designed, they can begin to fight back. The more they understand the tactics of the enemy, the better equipped they are to resist the attacks. The enemy's goal is to make the Chosen One doubt their purpose, their strength, and their worth. But the Chosen One can fight back by staying focused on their purpose, by surrounding themselves with positive influences, and by strengthening their spiritual connection. Have you been feeling drained or discouraged? Maybe you've noticed patterns in your life where every time you try to move forward, you're hit with doubt, fear, or exhaustion. These are not signs of failure, they are signs that you are on the right path. The attacks are not a reflection of your inability to succeed, they are a reflection of the power you carry within you. The enemy doesn't attack the weak, it attacks the strong, the ones who are meant to rise above. Don't let these attacks win. Stand firm in your purpose and recognize the spiritual warfare that is taking place. Like this video if you've ever felt these attacks and share your experience in the comments. You are not alone in this fight. Together we will uncover how to defend against these spiritual attacks and rise stronger. Now that we know how these attacks look, how do we overcome them? What steps can the Chosen One take to defend themselves and continue moving forward toward their destiny? Let's dive deeper into the tools and strategies that can help the Chosen One rise above the attacks and step fully into their purpose. The Chosen One, after facing the relentless spiritual attacks, begins to realize that there is a force far greater than the forces trying to tear them down. In the midst of the confusion and pain, they discover the power of prayer and faith, a shield against the enemy's attempts to weaken them. At first, it feels almost impossible to pray when everything around them is falling apart. The mind is filled with doubt, the heart is heavy with uncertainty, and the world seems to be falling into chaos. Yet, it's in those moments of weakness that the Chosen One learns to turn to a higher power. Prayer becomes their armor. It's not a mere ritual or a way to pass the time. It's a lifeline, a connection to the divine. Every time the Chosen One prays, they feel a shift within them. It's subtle at first, but over time the weight of their struggles begins to feel a little lighter. The more they pray, the more they feel the presence of a higher power surrounding them, filling them with strength and courage. Prayer isn't just about asking for help, it's about aligning with their purpose, reaffirming their connection to something greater, and remembering that they are never truly alone in their battle. Through consistent prayer, the Chosen One starts to feel an inner strength they never knew they had. The attacks still come, but they no longer feel as though they are defenseless. Prayer becomes a shield that protects their mind and soul from the enemy's assault. Each prayer strengthens them, builds their faith, and renews their sense of purpose. They begin to understand that the more they strengthen their connection to the divine, the more they fortify their spiritual armor. Faith, they realize, is their greatest weapon. The battle, however, is not only fought with prayer. The Chosen One soon learns that the mind is the battleground. The enemy's greatest weapon is the ability to plant seeds of doubt and fear in the Chosen One's thoughts. The more they focus on the doubts and fears, the stronger those feelings become. It's easy to feel defeated when you're surrounded by negativity and confusion, especially when the enemy knows exactly where your vulnerabilities lie. But the Chosen One begins to recognize this. The real battle isn't out there in the world, it's within. The mind is where the enemy works hardest to break them down. Thoughts of inadequacy, failure, and fear are constantly trying to take over. But the Chosen One learns that they are not helpless in this fight. They begin to protect their mind, taking control of their thoughts and replacing the negative ones with affirmations of their purpose and worth. Every time they hear the voice of doubt creeping in, they push it aside with a reminder of who they are and why they are here. They remind themselves of their mission, their divine calling, and their ability to overcome anything that stands in their way. Through the power of affirmations, the Chosen One strengthens their mental armor. They begin to see themselves not as a victim of spiritual attacks, but as a warrior in a battle they were always destined to fight. Their mind becomes their strongest ally, and the more they feed it with positive, affirming thoughts, the more resilient they become. The enemy may try to plant seeds of fear and doubt, but the Chosen One now knows how to uproot them before they take root. They become the master of their thoughts, no longer allowing the enemy to control their mind. But even with prayer, faith, and a strong mind, the Chosen One realizes that they cannot fight alone. In their journey, they begin to understand the importance of community and support. No one is meant to fight spiritual battles in isolation. The Chosen One needs others to stand with them, to uplift them, and to remind them of their strength when they are feeling weak. They find solace in the company of like-minded individuals, friends, family, mentors, and spiritual guides, who remind them of their purpose and help them stay grounded. This sense of community becomes a vital part of their spiritual armor. The Chosen One finds that there is great power in collective strength. When they are feeling overwhelmed, they lean on the support of others who believe in them, who understand their struggles, and who can offer encouragement and prayer when they need it most. Together, they form a spiritual army that works in unity to fight against the attacks that threaten to tear them down. It's through this support system that the Chosen One finds renewed strength, resilience, and determination. Faith, prayer, and community become the cornerstones of the Chosen One's spiritual armor. With each prayer, they build their connection to the divine. With each affirmation, they strengthen their mind. And with each moment of support from others, they become more confident in their ability to overcome the spiritual attacks that come their way. They no longer feel like a victim. They feel empowered, knowing that they are not alone in this battle. But there's one final piece to this puzzle. The Chosen One is about to discover something that will give them the ultimate strength to face any attack that comes their way. Their spiritual armor is nearly complete, but there's something even more powerful waiting for them. The final key to their victory lies in understanding the true power they hold within them. It's a power that can never be taken away, a power that will allow them to rise above every challenge and step fully into their purpose. Faith is your shield. If you've ever felt stronger after turning to prayer or receiving support from others, you know how powerful this connection can be. When we come together in faith, when we lean on each other, we become unstoppable. Like this video if you've ever felt the power of prayer and community in your own life, and share your thoughts in the comments. You are not alone in this battle, and together we will rise above every attack that comes our way. Now that the Chosen One has learned to strengthen their spiritual armor with faith, prayer, and community, they are ready to face the final challenge. How do they stand firm when everything around them is falling apart? How do they continue to fight, even when it seems like the enemy is relentless? Let's explore the final piece of the puzzle and uncover the ultimate power the Chosen One has within them to overcome any attack. The journey has not been easy, but it has been necessary. Every struggle, every attack, and every setback has been a part of the Chosen One's growth and transformation. In the beginning, they may have felt overwhelmed by the weight of their purpose, unsure if they were capable of carrying it. But now, with each battle fought, they begin to see a change in themselves. They are not the same person who started this journey. They are stronger, wiser, and more connected to their true identity. The spiritual battles were never meant to break them. They were meant to refine them. Each challenge they faced was a stepping stone. Each moment of doubt, a chance for them to grow in faith, strength, and resilience. The Chosen One starts to realize that they were never meant to walk this path alone. The battles were not just tests of endurance. They were opportunities for them to step into their power. They were meant to face the darkness, to confront the fears and doubts that tried to hold them back, and to rise above them. Every victory, no matter how small, has brought them closer to their destiny. And with each step they take, they feel more aligned with the purpose they were always meant to fulfill. The struggles are no longer seen as obstacles. They are seen as the very forces that have shaped them into the person they are becoming. Stepping into their power is not an easy thing to do. It's one thing to acknowledge that you are meant for greatness. It's another to truly believe it, to embrace it with every fibre of your being. But the Chosen One is beginning to understand that this is not just a choice, it is their calling. They are not just fighting for themselves, they are fighting for something much bigger, something that will affect the lives of others. Their power is not just about strength, it's about purpose. And as they embrace their true identity, they begin to feel the weight of their calling transform into the strength they need to carry it. The battle is far from over. There will always be challenges ahead, moments of doubt and fear, but the Chosen One now knows something crucial. They have everything they need within them to overcome it. The enemy is not as strong as it seems, and the doubts that once seemed so insurmountable are no longer as powerful. They have learned how to stand firm, to hold on to their purpose, and to walk confidently through the fire. The trials were meant to break them, but instead, they have become the foundation of their strength. The Chosen One now faces a final showdown. This battle will test everything they have learned. It may come in the form of a crisis, a moment that shakes them to their core, challenging everything they believe in. It could be a major setback that threatens to knock them off course, or it could be a personal challenge that feels too overwhelming to bear. But whatever form it takes, the Chosen One is no longer the person they once were. They have faced the darkness before, and they are ready to face it again. They stand firm, grounded in their purpose, armed with the faith and strength they have built along the way. This is the moment that will define their future, but it is also the moment they have been preparing for their entire life. With everything they've learned, the Chosen One pushes through the final battle. They don't cower in fear or shrink away from the challenge. Instead, they stand tall, drawing on the power of prayer, faith, and the support of their community. They remind themselves of who they are and why they are here. They know that this battle, like all the others, is not about defeating the enemy. It is about embracing their true power and stepping fully into their destiny. They have already won the war in their heart and mind, and now they must claim victory in the world around them. The final showdown is not about an external enemy. It is about overcoming the inner forces that try to keep them from stepping into their full potential. It's about trusting in their purpose and allowing themselves to fully embody the power that comes with it. With every step they take, they draw closer to their destiny, and with each victory, they become more aligned with the person they were always meant to be. When the battle ends, the Chosen One stands victorious. They have overcome the spiritual attacks that once held them back. They have faced their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities, and they have emerged stronger. They are no longer the person who was unsure of their path. They are no longer the person who questioned their purpose. They are the Chosen One, fully embracing their destiny and walking in their power. As the Chosen One steps into their purpose, they understand something profound. The battle was never about defeating the enemy. It was about embracing their true identity, their true power. The enemy's goal was to make them doubt themselves, to make them question their worth. But in facing the enemy, the Chosen One discovered something incredible. The power they had been searching for was already inside them. The light that the enemy feared was not something they had to earn. It was something they had always carried within them. And now they are ready to shine that light, to step fully into their destiny, and to fulfill the purpose they were always meant to achieve. You're stronger than you know. If you're ready to step into your power and walk into your destiny, like this video and subscribe to join the chosen ones who are walking in their purpose. The journey of the chosen one is far from over, but they have overcome the most significant challenge of all, the realization that they are the ones who hold the key to their future. They have faced their fears, embraced their true identity, and stepped into their purpose. What does the future hold for the chosen one now that they've overcome these battles? The answer is simple. The future is theirs to shape. They are no longer a victim of the circumstances. They are the creator of their destiny. The world awaits the light they are ready to shine. The chosen one stands on the edge of a new beginning. The struggles, the battles, and the doubts are behind them, or at least they no longer hold the power they once did. What was once a heavy burden now feels like the key to unlocking something incredible, a purpose that is bigger than anything they ever imagined. With each challenge they overcame, they gained strength. With each spiritual attack they endured, they grew more resilient. Now they are ready to walk confidently in their purpose, no longer questioning whether they are worthy or capable. They are equipped with the knowledge, faith, and power to move forward, knowing they are not just walking through life aimlessly, they are walking with intention. The chosen one begins to embrace their role not just for themselves, but for the world around them. They realize that their purpose is not meant to be kept to themselves, it's something to be shared. As they walk forward in their purpose, they start to notice something incredible. The people around them begin to change as well. The light they now carry within them shines brightly, and it begins to affect those who come into contact with them. It's as if their presence alone is enough to inspire others to take their own steps toward purpose, to step into their own power, just as the chosen one has done. This is the ripple effect, the idea that one person walking in their full potential can spark change in the lives of others. The chosen one may not have set out to start a movement, but that is exactly what happens. As they continue to walk in their purpose and power, those around them take notice. Some are inspired to take action, to make their own changes, to pursue their own callings. Others may simply find hope, encouragement, and strength in watching the chosen one walk confidently through life. They begin to believe in their own possibilities, and this belief spreads like wildfire. It's no longer just about the chosen one's journey, it's about the journey of everyone they encounter. This is the power of purpose. This is the power of walking fully in the calling that has been placed upon your life. The chosen one's success isn't just about personal victory. It's about the ripple effect they create by living out their truth. It's about the lives they touch, the hearts they inspire, and the movement they start simply by being who they were always meant to be. And as the chosen one walks in their power, they begin to understand something deeper. Their struggles were never in vain. Every hardship they faced, every attack they endured, every moment of doubt and fear, they were all part of a divine plan. The challenges weren't random, and they weren't meant to break them. They were stepping stones, each one preparing them for something greater. The struggles were a part of the process, not the end. They were meant to shape the chosen one, to strengthen them, and to prepare them for this moment, the moment when they can walk in their true power and purpose. Looking back, the chosen one can now see the beauty in the journey. What once seemed like a series of random challenges now makes sense. Each battle, each moment of hardship was part of a larger picture, a divine plan that has been unfolding all along. They realized that the pain and the struggle were never meant to defeat them. They were meant to refine them, to build them into the person they were always meant to be. Now, as they step into their destiny, they understand that every moment, every challenge, was preparing them for this time when they can finally walk fully in their purpose. The chosen one is now living their divine plan. They are not merely existing, they are living with intention, with clarity, and with a deep understanding of their role in the world. They have stepped into their true power, and with that power comes a sense of peace. No longer do they doubt their purpose or question their path. They are walking confidently, knowing that each step they take is a part of something much bigger than themselves. They are a living example of what happens when you refuse to give up, when you trust the process, and when you step fully into your destiny. As the chosen one continues on their journey, they know that their work is far from over. Their purpose is ever expanding, and each new chapter will bring its own set of challenges and triumphs. But they are no longer afraid. They have faced the darkest moments, and they have come through stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. They are not just walking through life, they are living out their divine mission, changing the world one step at a time. The journey doesn't end here. You too have a purpose. Just like the chosen one, you are called to walk in your power and fulfill your unique destiny. It may not always be easy, and the road ahead may seem uncertain, but know this: the struggles you face are part of your transformation. Each challenge is helping to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. And just like the chosen one, you have the strength within you to overcome anything that comes your way. Like and subscribe to join the chosen ones who are walking into their destiny, who are ready to change the world and embrace their true purpose. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Your destiny awaits, and the world is waiting for you to step into your power. The journey of the chosen one is far from over, but the future is bright. They have embraced their purpose, walked through their struggles, and now they are ready to inspire others to do the same. The ripple effect has already begun. So, what does the future hold for the chosen one now that they've overcome these battles? The answer is simple: a life of purpose, power, and transformation, one step at a time. You too can walk that path. Don't wait any longer. It's your time to step into your destiny. The chosen one has fought long and hard. They have faced spiritual battles that tested their resolve, experienced attacks that sought to bring them to their knees, and overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable. Through it all, they have emerged victorious. No longer burdened by self-doubt or fear, the chosen one now stands strong, their purpose clear, and their power fully realized. Each challenge they faced has only strengthened them. Each spiritual attack only served to sharpen their focus. They are no longer the person who questioned their worth or their place in this world. They have embraced their true identity, the one they were always meant to embody. And now, they are ready to continue their journey with a renewed sense of strength and confidence. It's important to understand that the journey does not end with overcoming these battles. In fact, it's only the beginning. Every victory brings them closer to their destiny, but it also opens up new paths, new challenges, and new opportunities to grow. The chosen one knows that the road ahead will not always be easy, but they are no longer afraid. They've faced the worst and come out stronger on the other side. They are equipped with the knowledge, the power, and the faith to move forward, no matter what challenges lie ahead. You too are the chosen one. You have your own battles to fight, your own journey to walk, and your own destiny to fulfill. The spiritual battles you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you up, to transform you into the person you were always destined to become. You are not alone in this fight. Like the chosen one, you carry within you a power that is waiting to be unleashed. You have everything you need to overcome the obstacles in your way and step fully into your purpose. The enemy may try to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your worth. But remember this: you are the chosen one, and your power is within you. It's not about being perfect. It's about stepping into your true identity and embracing the strength that has always been there. No one can take that away from you. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back from fulfilling your destiny. The world needs you, and your purpose is greater than any challenge you face. If you're ready to embrace your power and walk in your purpose, hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with others who need to hear this message. You're not alone in this journey, and together we can rise and step fully into the destiny that awaits us. Your destiny is waiting for you. Step into your power, embrace your purpose, and let nothing stand in your way. The world is waiting for the light you carry. You are the chosen one, and it's time to fulfill your mission. The journey is just beginning.